Wafula Wanyonyi Chebukati, the man who oversaw the annulled 2017 presidential election and the highly divisive 2022 polls that split the Electoral Commission down the middle, is dead. Mr. Chebukati completed his 6-year tenure at the helm of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission on January 17, 2023. His term as the Iebc chairman began in January 2017 following the removal of Ahmed Isaac Hassan and his fellow commissioners.
I'm not here as a job seeker. I'm here to serve my country. When I applied for this job, I did not talk to anyone and nobody talked to me, even when I was shortlisted.
The low-profile lawyer took office at a politically charged time, with opposition leader Raila Odinga facing off against President Uhuru Kenyatta, who was seeking re-election. Taking office just under 7 months before the election, Chebukati and his team were tasked with delivering one of Kenya's most competitive elections. However, his first general election test started on the wrong footing, as the outcome of the presidential polls in 2017 was overturned by the Supreme Court in a landmark ruling. In its ruling, the Apex Court, then led by Chief Justice David Maraga, found that the election won by incumbent Uhuru Kenyatta against opposition leader Raila Odinga was marred by irregularities and illegalities by the Iebc. The Supreme Court ordered a fresh presidential election to be held within 60 days.
That the presidential election held on 8th August 2017 was not conducted in accordance with the Constitution and the applicable law, rendering the declared results invalid, null and void.
However, opposition leader Raila Odinga boycotted the repeat poll, stating that he could not participate in an election presided over by the same team that had bungled the previous one.
I hereby declare Mr. Uhuru Kenyatta
as the man who presided over 2 disputed presidential elections. Mr. Chebukati was frequently at loggerheads with the political class, but resisted calls for his resignation.
I know that there are elements who would love nothing more than to hear me announce my resignation at this point. In reality, that will be the easiest thing to do, but we all have to put our country first, and that's why I'm determined to make this country work.
The 2022 presidential election was no different, as the opposition claimed their candidate Mr. Odinga was rigged out in favor of William Ruto. In the run-up to the August 2022 polls, but especially during the vote counting, intense internal wrangles emerged within the commission, leading to a split among commissioners over the running of affairs at the polls agency. The 7 commissioners were divided into 2 factions, one led by Mr. Chebukati, Boya Molu and Abdi Gulie, and the other consisting of Vice Chairperson Juliana Cherera, Francis Wanderi, Irene Masit and Justice Nyangaya. The silent war within the Iebc continued, but tensions ultimately boiled over when 4 commissioners publicly opposed the transmission of presidential election results. Commissioners of Francis Wanderi, Irene Masit, Justice Nyangaya and Vice Chair Juliana Cherera disputed some of the results being announced by Mr. Chebukati, claiming they had not been verified by all commissioners as agreed. The breakaway commissioners, later dubbed Cherera 4, stormed out of Bomas of Kenya and held a press conference at Serena Hotel, where they rejected the presidential results being announced by the commission.
The 4 of us, we are here, not at Bomas of Kenya, where the result is going to be announced, because of the opaque nature of how this phase has been handled.
The chairman had the last laugh as the opposing group eventually left the commission, with one of them, Miss Masit, kicked out after a tribunal was formed to probe her conduct.
The hero of this election is the Iebc. led by Wafula Chebukati.
He managed 3 Kenyan elections: the 2017 general election, the October 2017 presidential election, and the 2022 general election. His tenure was marked by controversies and accusations of conflict of interest, but he successfully completed his 6-year term, becoming the first Iebc chairperson to do so. He was awarded the Elder of the Order of the Golden Heart, Kenya's second highest civilian award, for his knowledge and wisdom.
We ran a free, fair, credible, transparent election 2022. We feel we have done our best for the country, and we believe that the incoming team should pick up from where we have left it.
While some saw Mr. Chebukati as a leader who refused to listen, others viewed him as a firm, principled individual who was not swayed by external forces. After leaving office at the end of his 6-year term, Mr. Chebukati largely kept a low profile, with reports suggesting that his health was deteriorating. Speaking to the press outside Lee Funeral Home, the family spokesperson Eric Nyongesa Wafula explained that the family will hold a meeting on Friday evening to discuss pertinent matters, including whether to conduct a post-mortem to determine the cause of death.
So, good morning, everyone. My name is Eric Nyongesa Wafula. I'm the spokesman currently for the Wanyonyi family. As you are all aware, and the nation is obviously aware by now, last night we were unlucky to have lost the former chairman of Iebc, Wafula Wanyonyi Chebukati. He passed on in hospital here. And present with me, if I may do introduction, this is his elder son, Jonathan Chebukati, and this is his last born son, Emmanuel Chebukati, and his brother-in-law Kuts. All that the family is requesting currently is that we are all saddened with the loss, and as the family comes to terms with the loss, we are all asking everybody, including the press, the media, everybody running the social forums, please kindly allow the family some privacy during this very difficult moment. We'll be able to issue a formal communication hopefully by tomorrow after the family has had a meeting.
Following his demise, leaders led by President William Ruto have mourned Chebukati as a diligent person who served the country.